Do you want to know what's going on in this crazy real estate market right here in Southwest Florida? That's what we're talking about on this video. Stay tuned. I'm Rob Wozner, a local realtor right here in Southwest Florida. If it's your first time on my channel and you want to know everything about eating, sleeping, working, playing, and the real estate market, this is the channel you need to subscribe to. So hit the subscribe button and tap the bell so you're notified every time I drop a new video. We are now in the thick of the spring home buying season here in Florida. As the latest statistics from the Florida Realtors for April 2024 show, closed sales remain lower than what we may have been used to prior to the pandemic, but we are holding fairly steady. Meanwhile, prices continue to rise at a much more sustainable pace, and options for buyers continue to expand. Here in Naples, the payoff of months of rising inventory was finally realized in April, as closed sales increased 3.8% to 999, so close to 1,000 closed sales from 962 closed sales back in April of 23. This is the first month closed sales have exceeded past year's monthly comparable sales since June of 2021. The 2,365 price reductions in April stimulated sales in the right direction. Growth in inventory does not appear to be slowing down either, as new listings in April increased 16.3% to 1,335 new listings, and that's up from 1,148 new listings back in April of 2023. Let's take a look at closed sales of single-family homes in April statewide. Closed sales in this property type category were up almost 6% year over year. Note that sales were a little bit stronger in May as of last year, so we may see next month that we are down again compared to a year ago. Compared to the last couple of years before the pandemic, we are still down in this property type category, as well as by a little over 8% compared to April of 2019. And by about 3% compared to April of 2018. Over in the townhouse and condo property type category, it's a similar story. In April, we were up by about 2% year over year in closed sales, but compared to the pre-pandemic levels, we are again down. Compared to April of 2019, we were down by almost 13%, and while we're down close to 11% compared to April of 2018. As far as the incoming supply of homes for sale, new listings of single-family homes remained elevated in both property categories. In April, new listings of single-family homes were up 25% compared to a year ago. Although this level of new listings, while significantly greater than it was last year, is much more in line with our typical pre-pandemic numbers. New listing of single-family homes were up a little under 4% compared to April 2019, and a little over 3% compared to April of 2018. There are three things that could really help our market if they trended in the right direction. Mother Nature, so hopefully no more hurricanes, insurance, and interest rates. But those are out of our control. I believe interest rates are likely to stay above 5% for a long time. But there's good news on the insurance front, as 9 new companies have recently entered the Florida market, and 19 others have said they will lower rates or at least not increase them until 2025. The new average demand for the Naples lifestyle increased during the pandemic, which depleted inventory for homes in the 300,000 market and under. There were 315 homes for sale, $300,000 in April. Conversely, demand for luxury properties has soared, especially in the 500 to 1.5 million price category, which increased 68.1% compared to April of 23, and occupy the highest number of properties available, and that's 2,410 in our current inventory. With level of sales remaining a bit low and continued increase in new listings, bidding wars have died down in many parts of the state, and we are seeing the typical home for sale a bit longer on the market before going under contract. The typical single-family home that had closed in April sat on the market for about 35 days before going under contract, which is about 13% longer than we saw a year ago in 2023. Notably, though, this is about the same number of days on market you would have expected in April of 2018, and about 19% fewer days than single-family homes that were sitting on the market at this time in 2019. Townhouses and condos that sold in April were typically on the market about 43 days, so a little bit longer than single-family homes and about 48% longer than last year. So quite a significant increase there. But again, we can look at April 2018, where we saw the median was 43 days as well. And there was a significantly higher median of 51 days back in April of 2019. With new listings outpacing sales and homes sitting on the market a bit longer than we had a year ago, we have seen quite a bit of inventory growth in recent months here in Florida. you're probably seeing lots of headlines about Florida's rapid rise in inventory, but we need some perspective on that. And probably the best way to do that is to again compare the pre-pandemic levels. You can see that single-family inventory is not quite back to the typical 2014, 2019 level that we're getting used to, but it's getting close. Let's take a look at the condo and townhouse side. We do now exceed that typical level of inventory that we had in the years ahead of the pandemic. The fact that our measure of days on market is much more similar than what we saw immediately ahead of the pandemic, or even before the level in some cases, gives us a reason to be positive about our recent increase in inventory, which is going to ease price growth and allow for more opportunities for prospective buyers who were left out in the cold when inventory was so low a couple years ago. According to the April report, the average monthly inventory in Naples is back to familiar pre-pandemic level. April's inventory increased 68.1% to 5,240 properties, and that's up from 3,118 properties in April of 23. And the month supply of homes is up to 7.3 months. Typically, we will begin to see prices slide once the month supply gets above 6 months, but we're not seeing that in our market today. Inventory is growing and prices are remaining stable. Home values have doubled since 2019, and there's no indication that homeowners are at risk of losing this growth in value. There will be spots in the country that will experience a slight loss in value, but nothing on a large scale or that would take us back to pre-pandemic prices. I am unable to find anything in my research that's alarming. The thing we have to focus on now is re-educating our sellers on home prices today. Their home's value has likely increased, but the number of price reductions each month tells me that prices are still starting out too high. If a home is not priced competitively when it's listed, sellers will likely need to lower the price to meet the market demand. The average close price in Naples is now over $1 million. However, closed sales influencing the overall average price growth was in the Naples Beach area. For April, the average closed price of a single-family home in communities located in Naples Beach, which I consider area codes 34102, 34103, and 34108, increased 61.6% to $4,309,475, and that's up from $2,666,512 in April of 23. That said, this area was also where a large majority of properties sold for less than its original listing price, as the percent of list price received decreased to 93.3% for single-family homes and 94.8% for the condominiums. This indicates sellers are reducing prices to meet the market. Let's take a look statewide at recent price growth, starting at single-family homes, where the median sale price in April increased by almost 5% year over year, and that's just under $430,000. Again, this is a much more manageable rate of price growth. And of course, there are some parts of the state where price growth is even lower than this, but generally we are seeing positive price growth in most places. Over in the townhouse condo category, the median price increase was just over 3% to $335,000. It's time to shake off all those COVID years. Compared to 2019, we're doing great today with higher inventory, low days on market, and remarkable increases in overall home values. As more high-end buyers discovers the allure of Naples, I do not foresee the median close price decreasing dramatically. For April, the overall median close price increased 4% to $650,000, up from $625,000 in April of 23. If we look strictly at the single-family market here in Naples, though price adjustments are moving the needle in certain markets, April reported 2,365 price decreases, which decreased the median close price 3.2% in the single-family home market to $793,750, and that's down from $820,000 back in April of 23. Cost to build a new home is higher than before the pandemic also. The average new construction entry-level price today is around $450,000 here in Southwest Florida. The heightened cost to repair or rebuild is a primary factor in rising insurance rates. Yet, with more buyers in Naples paying cash, and that's around 65.4% of all transactions recorded in April, insurance rates may not be as great an obstacle as some assume. Growth in overall closed sales in April is a positive omen that the Naples real estate market is on track to outperform sales in 2023. Historically, May has the highest number of closings. If we continue the growth we saw in April closed sales in May, This would indicate good things to come for our market. Thanks again for watching my monthly real estate market update video. Please leave a comment and let me know what you think is happening in the Southwest Florida market. I look forward to seeing you on my next video.